I mean, who puts stuff there, right? I mean, who would have done that? Man, it is a windy day today, and so in this video you're probably going to hear banging and the door. Probably you'll be able to hear the tarp outside flapping, and for whatever reason crows are hanging around the trees in the neighborhood, so you might hear some of that, but that is what it is. I'm working on this Slam-A-Mower project yet again. I did get down to the hardware store and I got a pulley. This is a 4-inch pulley. I haven't measured this. I should measure that right now, just so we have some understanding of what size difference we're doing. There it is. There's my tape measure. Okay. So this is a 4-inch pulley. Okay, so it measures 4 inches like that, and this one is, let me flip this over. Looks like it's going to be about 8.5. So that's how much we're reducing it, by more than half. So I don't know. I don't know what that should make quite a bit difference. I don't know how fast a difference it's going to make. The other thing that I don't know is I never did actually run. I started it and I ran it, but I didn't like drive it. So I don't know how fast it went before, but that should make it go a little quicker. The other thing that I got is an inner tube for the front tire. They did not have the inner tube for the rear tire. As you guys remember, I have one flat on the back, not this one, it's the other one. And I have one flat on the front, not this one, it's the other one. So you can see how flat that is. Something that I did notice, and I don't know if I mentioned in the video, but I've got real bad cracking. And so I honestly think that possibly this is cracked, and that's why it's not holding air, that sidewall is just done. And the back one is the same way. Honestly, all of them are in bad shape in regards to cracking. But this one on this and the one big one small one are holding air. So for now, I'm good with that. Eventually, I will probably get another tube for the front and back. So anyway, in this video, I'm going to put that inner tube in. Also, I'm going to take some of the skin off this. I'm going to take the fenders off so I can get that rear end and get this pulley put on it. If you watched the last video I did on this, putting the motor in, it was a really short video. I really didn't do anything. I've got to do a little bit more modifications to the front to get the motor to move forward to fit in, and then I've got to do a little bit of modification for the exhaust. So I got to make a plate for the exhaust and then kind of bring it out. I don't know what I'm going to do about a muffler, but anyway, I got to work on that. So I'll try to get to that. I don't know if I'll get to that for sure in this video, but I'm definitely going to tube in that tire so that both front tires have air, and I'm going to get the pulley on the back, and then see what I got to do about hooking up the belt and I have to have those little extensions to keep the belt from jumping off the pulley. So those are the types of things that I want to work on. So I'm going to get started with that right now and bring you guys along. Hopefully, maybe I'll have this thing ripping on the next video. Next week's video, maybe I'll be ripping it. There's going to be some stuff that it's not going to have, like I don't think I'll have a throttle pedal and things like that, but at least maybe I'll be able to run it and see what happens. So hopefully I don't get too excited and carried away and jump the gun too much, but I suspect I probably will jump the gun a little. I don't know why I thought I was going to get that done with one screwdriver. I should have grabbed some soap, you know. If you guys watched any of my videos, you'll be saying that to me. Hey, how come you didn't get your soap? Soap is your friend. Look at, what do you think that is? Green slime, maybe? Like somebody tried to do the green slime bit. Yeah, look at that ugly green slime that's in there. Nastiness. I know what you guys are probably thinking. You're probably thinking, this is going to be the third video that you did changing tires. I'm getting tired of watching this guy change tires. Whoa. I'm careful not to hurt myself. It's like if I can get a bigger tire down, I can get a little tire down, right? Okay. Clean that off. So what I really need to do, and the main reason I wanted to get that wheel off, is I need to clean the inside of this. And then I know that this had some goat heads, so I want to feel around on the inside and make sure I don't have any goat heads that are still poking through, because as soon as you put a tube in there, if there's goat heads hiding where you know the prong will still be in there, or the pokey will still be in there, but then the head's gone, so you don't notice it, and then it'll just poke a hole in that tube, you know. So I need to clean that out on the inside, make sure that there's not any poking through before I put a tube in there. I'll clean up that wheel, put that back together. You know, I've never had to clean the green slime out of a tire before, and it'll make you never want to use green slime. That's a fact. It's like, even the stuff that has dried up, it's like, it's a Play-Doh consistency. So I don't know, but it coated the tire like it's supposed to, but not all of it, first of all, and then it's just gnarly. Got the tube in it, got it aired up. So okay, let's do that. Move those glasses. Like I said, this thing's just sitting here. Okay, you can see, if you watched the video before, like I said, right there is it hidden. So I just need to take a little bit of this out, just enough to get that to come forward. It's only going to come forward about 3/4 of an inch. You can see right here where the bolt hole is, with the plate of the block of the motor, and then the hole for the frame right there. So, and that's how much more it's sitting up off. I mean, it's sitting up off there better. So I centered this back. I actually moved it, and then I thought, no wait, I gotta mark it. So I'm just gonna mark this. I'll mark where I think I'm gonna need clearance, and back here. Looks to be half of that deal right there, so it's going to be about like that. So I'm going to need to take that out of there. So this motor, I can send it back a ways. I might have to pull that motor out of there to get that front section, but I'll cut this, but I'll get it. May have to pull that out though. So I do need to take this. I gotta get the motor out of there, and so I can get back behind that and cut that. So the trick is gonna be clearing that. If I got no worries. Okay. That wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I thought I was going to get hung up, you know. Thought I might get hung up on that. But I did not. This is my measuring tape right here. It's my... So that's it, you know. Perfect. I'm going to set this up on a block if I can. Just because to get this motor in here, it's going to be a whole lot easier for me to reach underneath there and get the bolts and stuff. So be careful I'm not running too far back, but I should do to get this motor back in. See how we did. Grab it. Wire harness still on there. Well, looks like I lined up. Anywho, yeah, look at that worked. So I just got to get them 4 bolts in that thing, and that's done, and I'll start taking that back apart. I was actually just thinking a minute ago about like maybe making my own muffler, like a glass pack type of muffler, where, I mean, I guess that's what you would call it, but like I got some pipe over there that worked good for, I have the turn piece, there's a piece that comes off the muffler that kind of like turns out. If I use that here, then I have more pipe that fits it perfect. And I'm wondering about maybe if I have another piece of pipe that's bigger in diameter, and then sleeving over top of the smaller pipe, drill a bunch of holes in the smaller pipe. I don't know. The muffler that came off that is not that great. I mean, it might be a good muffler, but it's not cool. It's not cool. This is it right here. So this is the muffler that was on it, and you can see that muffler just attached straight to that. And this is that piece I was telling you about. So if I make a plate for that that'll bolt to this, I may have to figure out why that's loose. Now that I got it bolted in place, Well, I need to tighten that up, I think. Now I gotta unbolt that. Okay. Well, it's the way it is, I guess. Got the bolts out. And now, I'll put this thing back up again. I'm gonna take it out. Just lay it back. Prop it up here. Well, yeah. Well, yeah. Okay, let's fix some of that. This is supposed to keep that thing from coming loose. And it apparently didn't work. So we'll try to get it better, to do better. So let's tighten that bad boy. Let's look at it. Let's pull it off. Pull it off and see if there's some sort of gasket that maybe is blown. I don't want to tighten it back up. There's no way to get a hold of it. You can't get it. Wind up firing it up and the thing's exhaust leaking right here would be okay. So it's got it just has a little like a donut seals. Okay, so it just need to be tightened up. You can tell that thing is leaking. Look at all the. So maybe we're gonna do it some justice by just tightening it up, hopefully. And now bang that against there to where it's actually done something. Well, we'll just hope that works. We will hope that works. This thing's gonna be fun, I think. I'm gonna get you guys moved a little bit real quick like this so that I'm not standing right in front of the camera. I'm not being very talkative today, I guess. I don't know why. Try to think, what should I talk about? What should I talk about? Maybe I should talk about language. I choose not to use any cuss words. But still, I feel like, you know what? I mean, do we really have to communicate like that? I mean, especially like as men, you know what I mean? I feel like the men in society should have a little more self-control, you know? And I don't know if dignity would be the right word, but self-control for sure. And respect for others, you know what I mean? It's just, you know, if we got to talk about something, I mean, might as well talk about something that nobody wants to talk about. Okay, stirring the pot, I guess. Alright, we got that thing bolted on there, but it's not tightened down. I will say that it's not always been that way for me. I mean, I you know, when I was not serving Jesus, I had a foul mouth. I mean, I was pretty language. But you know, it's interesting because I knew when to be respectful. I mean, I knew when I shouldn't use, you know. And it doesn't seem like that's available anymore. It doesn't seem like anybody even cares. You know what I mean? But I think we could do better. So, get off my soapbox for a second. I'll tighten that down. Get me a ratchet. Oh, a wrench here. I could do it old-fashioned way and just put a wrench on it. There we go. That works. Hopefully I don't have to take this thing out again. But it's entirely possible. I have a really good friend at the church that watches my videos, and he actually mentioned in one of the comments about how as I'm working on stuff I should give my testimony. And I would be okay with giving my testimony, but I think it's got a place. And so I'll probably start talking about different things. Maybe you'll get my testimony at whatever point. But you know, like we were talking about, you get, I mean, they call them artists, you know, people that sing, and they're just as foul as, well, not all of them, obviously, but man, I don't know how you can consider yourself an artist. You know, it's easy to use foul language. It's easy. It's the harder thing to do is to not. Okay. Here is all the junk, the electrical that goes to the battery and stuff, solenoid, and not real sure about that one. Nuts, battery cables, obviously. So, what to do? I have to figure out where I'm going to put all that junk. Turn you this way. So we're looking back at this. Oh man, that battery, that thing's red. So, I am going to... Okay, this is the last charged battery that I have. I've been through 2 batteries so far in this video. And that was pretty interesting. I mean, I don't know, but I was just fixing to say that I'm going to change out this battery because it's about to die, and it died. Those should have been 1/2 inch, but that didn't seem to fit right. That fits. We'll use power. Something that doesn't impress me much is the battery life on these GoPros. They don't last very long. That seat's just sitting there. Pop it right off of there. Okay. This is one of those, like, you don't want to see some of this stuff. I haven't finished it yet. Look, I gotta finish welding. Gotta do some finish welding on that thing. Okay. And we got to flip this thing over. This tire was really hard to get on and off, so that one's going to take me, it's probably going to, well, I shouldn't say that because then it will. I was going to say it's probably going to fight me, but yeah, it did. That one just slides right off. This one, not so much. Oh yeah, it's moving. Back and forth, back and forth. If we get this thing going and this wheel's like whoop, 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 whoop. We'll wonder why. Why is it like that? It's certainly not because I was beating it on and off with a hammer. I'm sure that's not why. I was looking around for, oh here. Let's see, I was looking around for another block, but okay. I've been looking for some. I ran out of emery cloth, and this thing's all scuffed up. But anyway, I don't have any emery cloth, so I was gonna take some emery cloth and just. I'm gonna need a smaller belt, looks like. Somebody might be like, obviously, yeah. I'm wondering if I'm even. They had a 5/8 and they had a 3/4, and yeah, that's 5/8. It's just the same idea. It needs some emery cloth. Clean that up. I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to make sure I can get some emery cloth and get that shaft cleaned up nice so that maybe this thing will ride right on. Otherwise, I can take maybe step this up just a tiny bit with a drill bit. But it's not very much, so. But it should go on a little easier than that, I think. I think I'm going to call it for today. Go see if I can find some of that emery cloth. Ooh, I'm over here. Just trying to think. Thinking is hard sometimes. But that pulley literally is the same size as the front pulley is, but quite a bit smaller than the back one was. So it'll make a big difference in the speed. I still don't know, you know, flipping this transmission over. In my head, I think that I've got gears now in reverse and only one gear forward because I flipped it over. I don't know if that's true, if that's the case or not, but we'll find out. Once I get this going, we're going to find out real fast if it's got gears going in reverse. And if it does have gears going in reverse, I don't know what to do about it. I don't know how you would I'll have to do research unless you just spin that rear end around. And if you spun that rear end around, then that belt would have to get way longer, because if that was the case and it had to spin around, then this shaft would be back here. Of course, the bulk of that transmission be hanging out the back, which I suppose that wouldn't hurt my feelings. But one way or the other, we're going to make this thing work this low. But I'm hoping to get this thing running by like next week. Obviously, I might be throttling it with a pull cable, and I'm not going to, let my grandkids drive it in that condition. But I really need to have something that's a success in regards to its running and driving. So I will continue probably working on this for this video. Hopefully get that pulley on for this video. So, but that probably won't be till tomorrow. I don't think I'll get back after this today. I'll probably run and see if I can find emery cloth. When I got the pulley, I forgot to ask the guy. There was something in my head. I was like, there's something else that I'm forgetting, and when I got back here and realized that's what it was. But I still have to hunt down that other inner tube for the bigger rear tire, so that I have all 4 tires aired up. That's going to be helpful. So, at any rate, let me shut you off, and I'll bring you back. Boom. Just like that, I'm back. It is the next day. And I left this thing setting up like that, and guess what happened? You probably can guess what happened. It drained the oil all out the side of the carburetor onto the floor of my shop. And so when I do fire this up, it's gonna be a smoker for a while. It's gonna push out some serious smoke for a little while before it starts to clear up. But that is the way it goes. That's my mistake. I don't like propping things up like this. Every time you got to prop a lawnmower up to work on the blade or anything like that, I don't like doing it for that exact reason. But I didn't even think about it, and then I got done with that, that last video yesterday, and then I just closed up shop, left it sit there, and then I opened the door and come in here, and there's oil all over the floor, and I'm like, oh, bummer. So, at any rate, that damage is done. So I propped it back up again, because I still gotta. I did get emery cloth. I don't know where I put it. Oh, there it is. I did get some emery cloth, so I'm gonna clean up that shaft, sand on that shaft. I didn't have a whole lot of light, so I got 4 AA batteries in this flashlight that I got from Harbor Freight. It's pretty bright, but right now it's not very bright because I believe the batteries are running low. So I'm going to go retrieve 4 batteries for that, and so I can get some good light, and then I got to take that keyway back out, stuff that keyway in there. I can't get it out with my fingers now, so I'll have to grab it with a pair of pliers and pull it out, and then sand on that, get that pulley put on. This is how bright this light is right now. And this is it now. Yeah, that's better. Okay. Got that. And I got some emery cloth. Oh, this has got a cool little door opening thing. Huh. Well, I mean, it's cool and all, but that's never going to work for me. So just get it out of that. And take a little bit. It's already looking better. And I guess I should look at that and see what this depth is, because I should measure that now that I'm thinking about it. Make sure I'm not gonna put that on and then not be able to get that keeper on there. It's too deep by about 1/8 of an inch. You know what? I wonder, because this has a set screw. This doesn't have a set screw. I wonder if I'd be okay to put that and then clamp that set screw. If that set screw would keep it from falling out of there. Man, I just went on there super easy. Oh, yeah. I just went on super easy. A second ago I was like fighting it, and then just now it just goes. That's crazy. And now it doesn't want to go on. It was recorded. That's good, because that was funny. I think I'm going to try that, just using that set screw, because that's weird. It just went, there it goes. Did it again. Yeah, see how much is sticking out? I just bottomed out. I'll be editing a bunch of this out. Because I was talking about like foul language, and I'm just not sure if I'm gonna put that in. I don't know if I want to go there over YouTube or. One thing I do know is that there's not enough YouTubers out there that are avoiding their foul language. And I say it's foul language, and maybe you might disagree, but I just think we can communicate without it. Well, I know I can, because I've been doing it for a while. Okay, you need to cooperate with me a little bit better here, Mr. Shaft. I'm doing this, I'm concentrating on this outer edge. It's not something that you guys can probably notice. But as I'm doing that, I'm trying to concentrate on this outer edge, so sort of floating it's still touching this, but not hard. Most of the pressure is right along here. Okay. I'm just gonna hit that set screw and hope that works in replacement of that. If it doesn't, then I'll have to come back, grind this down until it's the size of this other shaft. Man, you ever go looking for something yesterday and you're like, I know where to keep this, and you look through and you can't find it, and then the next day you're looking for it elsewhere because you didn't find it where it's supposed to be, and then you go back and look there where you looked yesterday and find it, but you didn't find it there yesterday. That's just weird. That just happened to me. Anyway, this Allen, get this Allen set, and yesterday I was looking for it in my little tool bag, and I could not find it in my tool bag. So just now I'm looking through my toolbox here for it, and it's not in there, and I'm like, where could it be? I mean, look at this place. Clean, organized, you know? How could you possibly lose anything in a place this organized? Look at this. You know what I'm saying? I mean, anyway, went back to the bag. Guess what? It's in there. So, got that tightened up. Now I will figure out, get this belt on and figure the belt out, see what goes with that. I am probably going to just wrap this up here, you guys knowing that I'm getting this belt. I got the pulley on, and just wrap this up. I am going to probably take my grinder with this floppy disc wheel, you know, the sanding disc, and go through on these edges, because as you know, I have not gone through and cleaned these up. The fender, if you remember, I cut myself the backside of the fender, so I'm probably just going to take some time right now and just go through and clean all those cut edges, those sharp edges. Anyway, I got to give that some thought. I think I'm going to get rid of this. Like, this thing's constantly hitting me in the head. I mean, who put stuff there, right? I mean, who would have done that? That's what you do when you want to paint something. You hang it from the light fixture, just because you're going to do that temporarily, and then when you're done painting, you're going to get that taken down, and then it hits you in the head for a year and a half before you decide to finally take it down. I know that none of you guys are dealing with that sort of stuff. But so let me look at this stuff over and get that kind of figured out. Run some string around there and get a mark, and know exactly how long of a belt I need, and then get a belt for it. I probably will do that. I'll probably just figure out how to get that off to get a new belt for it. So anyway, but all that said, I think I'm going to wrap this video up here. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up on it. That really helps. Consider subscribing. That also helps. And if if you're tired of maybe sitting on the couch watching YouTube with your kids there, and guys are just F-bombing and doing, I'm not doing that on this channel. You're not going to get any of that on this channel. You might hear about Jesus, but I'm definitely not going to be dropping no foul language that you have to protect your kids from. And so if you're interested in that, if that's what you're about, and you really want to see more just clean content, subscribe to this channel, because that's what you're going to get here. So at any rate, until next time, have a blessed week, and remember that Jesus loves you. Thanks for watching.